Hey, welcome back, folks. Hope you guys are doing well. It's another money talk video from my Jeep. I wanted to talk about a potential price target for Bitcoin Cash by the end of the year. And, we've obviously seen a big pump in the price of Bitcoin Cash in the last couple of days. Previously, I was thinking that we could probably get in the $300 to $500 range for an end of year price point. But now I'm kind of thinking that we might be even higher than that. And that is, I guess, backed up, or it's based on a lot of the TA videos I've been watching, the technical analysis videos, where the guys will analyze the charts, analyze the patterns, look at all the Fibonacci levels and retracements and all that kind of good stuff. And some of them even think it could go higher than $1,000 by the end of the year, or that they think we could get to $1,000 fairly soon, like well before the end of the year. So it varies, obviously, what they think we might be able to do, but I think $1,000 is kind of a number that's backed up by a lot of the TA videos that I've watched. And if we do hit that number, it would be a phenomenal one at a couple levels. One, it's a huge psychological level to get to 4 digits. It's psychologically, it's important. I like to see that. I would want to see that. I think a lot of people would like to see that, move into the 4-digit zone. Also, every time, and this happens every time the price increases, but especially when we hit key levels, I guess, that are important psychologically, maybe not technically, but at least psychologically, is that it provides us with a really good platform from which to launch a rocket in the next bull market. So if we hit, let's say we hit $1,000 per BCH token by the end of the year, and if we were able to maintain that and maintain that price moving into the bull market, now we're starting from a point of $1,000. And if we started at $1,000, it should be fairly easy to launch a rocket and basically do a 10x and get up to a price point of $10,000. Now, if we get up to a price point of $500 by the end of the year, and then continuing into next year, moving into the bull run, it should be easy for us to do a 10x and go up to $5,000. So it's really, we want the price to build as much as it can, to grow as much as it can. Obviously, that's good for normal investing, but especially in prep for the bull run, which is just over a year out, but by our best estimations. And things could always change. Like the bull run, everybody's thinking it could be next year, but it doesn't have to be. It could be really at any time. It could come sooner or later. But people are thinking next year. But anyway, the price targets, the price points are super important for a starting platform from which we can actually launch a rocket, so to speak, and do a 10x or a 15x or maybe even a 20x from wherever we start. And that's going to be the lower price point that we start at. It's going to make it more difficult for us to get up to a $5,000 level or a $10,000 level. But the higher we can get, it's going to be easier. So I'm hoping for $1,000 Bitcoin Cash by the end of the year, or at least in the beginning of 2024. But I believe that we can do that so long as things, I guess, are on track and stay stable enough, and the price moves in such a way where it's making a path towards there, right? And a good one. Like Bitcoin Cash has been holding the line pretty well against the $230 mark right now. It's been going up and down, obviously, but it's been doing a pretty good job right now of holding that line for at least for the last day or so. Now, things can obviously change in a big way, in crypto especially. I mean, we could drop 50% tomorrow or even today. But the back and forth is just part of the process, is part of the journey. But I think we've been doing a pretty good job showing strength, in my opinion, and maintaining the levels that we've gotten up to with Bitcoin Cash. And I think that bodes well for us. That bodes well for us that we can potentially move on to higher price targets and be able to hold them reasonably well. Even if we see pullbacks and drop downs and all that kind of stuff, which we will. It's not a rocket that just goes straight up, right? But I think we'll be able to get at least close to that mark with a lot of the good things that Bitcoin Cash has going for it. I think Bitcoin Cash is just like, it's like a sleeping giant, you know, and the moves that it's made in the past couple days, man, that's just like, it's still sleeping. It's just like, you know, it's like a fly bothered it and it kind of swatted it away, and the price went up, you know, price doubled. And that's nothing compared to what Bitcoin Cash can do moving forward in the future. It's got a lot of power, it's got a lot of strength, it's got a lot of built up, pent up energy, and a lot of interest from a lot of people. And I think it's going to do really well. But that price that I'm looking for is like, I'm looking for $1,000 price before we get into the bull run. Whether we can make that by the end of the year this year, or if it takes us longer into next year to get there, I think is a pretty important mark. What do you guys think? What do you guys think we can do for Bitcoin Cash? Do you think we can hit $1,000 by the end of the year? Do you think it'll be less, more? What do you think? What are your opinions on this? We all just have opinions on what we think, and nobody can guarantee the future. Even the best TA analysts, they can't guarantee the future, right? They can just spot patterns and come up with probable outcomes, but nothing is guaranteed. None of us knows exactly what's going to happen, and this is the way life is. So just wanted to put my thoughts out there about $1,000 Bitcoin Cash price by the end of the year. I think we can make it. I think we can do it. And even if we can't do it by end of year, we can at least do that early 2024, leading up into the bull run for sure. I'd like to see $1,500 Bitcoin Cash move into the bull run, honestly. I'd like to see a $1,500. Maybe we'll get a boost after the Bitcoin Cash halving, which I think is in December or January, somewhere in there. We might get a boost that can help us and get us to a $1,500 mark before we head in the bull run. Imagine that. Imagine going into the bull run with a $1,500 price for Bitcoin Cash. That would allow us to, I think, easily do a 10x and get up to 15,000, at least pop to 15,000, which would be phenomenal, which would be a tremendous, tremendous return from the lows where we were at about $100. That would be a tremendous pop. Tremendous. Anyway, that's it for this video. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and hope you guys, I don't know, enjoy the rest of your day, I guess. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, good luck, God bless, Godspeed. I'm just going to start saying like Godspeed at the end instead of all three. All right, Godspeed. All right, see ya.